Welcome. You've got dads.
Welcome! We've got dads. Welcome back, everyone, friends, fans, random people who stumbled upon this video somehow, somewhere, some way, probably off of YouTube. Welcome back to Dream Daddy. We have had 2 successful dates with our daddy. We're going for number 3. Yeah. Heck yeah. We're a little more committed this time around. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove. Out to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually sober then. Like, more so than the usual amount of somber. Sorry. So used to it being sober when it comes to Robert. Somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and I hope he's doing okay. But I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. He does. Guess who's getting the drink on tonight? God. I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Guess. It's you. Also me, but mostly you. Alright. I type back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room.
Oh.
What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda.
Ugh.
Dad, I am so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad stuff? Amanda, you know what? You're an adult now. I gave it an earnest effort for all 18 years of my life. Go forth and swear. Let Amanda say sensory. I really hope I don't regret this later. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad stuff. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. Oh, did you clean up for me? It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. I don't see it. He still looks like a hot mess. Emphasis on the hat. Sip. Hey, you take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To you, my friend. Here's to your continued existence. Aw. We clink whiskeys and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. Also, the music has bugged out, yet again. So, what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. Hi, Mary. It's definitely not as fun if it's abandoned. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call?
Oh.
Sorry. Figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly.
Ugh.
You replacing me with the new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? He would have had to shave first.
Ah.
Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious.
Hmm?
It's Pappy. Doctor says it's... Oh, I don't even know. Something with the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, come on. Don't be a jerk. You know, the one thing Robert doesn't joke around about is his pappy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. Look at his life, and I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend. Ah! They watch the sunset every night, probably screaming donkeys. Robert, you are... Wait. Are rabbits the ones who screw a lot? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot.
Ugh.
Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up and out of the booth. Me and Duz are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. We exit the bar and find the typically empty streets filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What? What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know all the stories are fake, right?
Huh.
Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research.
Ah.
Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on. Can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Duz. Just act like you belong. Robert sidles up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh no. So, I've watched some other playthroughs of other characters, not Robert's route, but this guy seems to be a bit of a recurring character. Oh no. Tourmaster Quinn. Oh dear. Hey, it was in this it was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692.
All right.
What? and the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. I know Robert way too well, apparently. Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book.
Huh.
You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. I want that to be a show. I want to go on that show. I want to hunt a paranormal house. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this.
Oh, man.
Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here, been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
Ah.
As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. Whatever you want, but whatever you want to say is cool. I guess it's your tour.
Hey.
Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered.
Hey.
Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time.
All right.
Our group arrives at an old, decrepit, colonial-style house. That is a nice-looking house.
All right.
A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on this ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor.
Ha-ha.
In other words, I'm a filler character for all the routes in this game. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional... What? He's a mime, guys. I don't know. This guy needs help. Tourmaster Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Oh my god. Is there like a special route where you can date Quinn? 'Cause I just want to know. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barclay, whatever. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say she was consumed by her work.
Oh, man. I'm so sad.
No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide.
Hey!
I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school, but if you can handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we...
I'm so sad.
I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say. Right, everybody?
Oh.
The group murmurs in agreement.
I'm so sad.
This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell this story? If something highbrow, go with something I know. Rely on amazing improv comedy skills. Oh dear. I'm gonna go with this. Yes. Though it's rarely covered in traditional textbooks, Dorothy Pembridge was caught in a fierce rivalry between fellow local author Livingston Price. Author's books were blatant rip-offs of Pembridge's work and consistently sold better. Pembridge was enraged by this and confronted Livingston Price at his home with plans to end his life. Their bitter feud surprisingly blossomed into a torrid, passionate affair. After many months of secret courtship, Pembridge followed through with her original plan and poisoned Livingston Price in his sleep. Overcome with unexpected grief, Pembridge polished off the last of the poison and died by her lover's side. Reports say that couples who enter this house will no doubt doom their relationship to the bitter end.
Hey.
Oh, that wasn't... We didn't get the eggplants! Man, I should bring my wife here. No, we didn't get the eggplants. I need the eggplants. I need the eggplants. I need the eggplants. Let's go with amazing comedy skills. I try to remember something. Anything from the improvisational comedy class I took that one semester in college. Yes. So, Dorothy Pembridge was writing a lot of books, yes, and I'm gonna need a word from the audience. Any word. Ghost? What happened to his glasses? Yes, and ghost, and I look over to Robert. I think this is the part where he's supposed to come tap me on the shoulder and jump into the scene, but he's just staring at me. Everyone is staring at me. And scene. Thank you very much, everybody. That was so bad.
Hey!
Alright, let's go with something I know. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag group of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of... Oh no. Okay. Alright. Slight interruption. Back to this obvious ghost busting story about people who bust ghosts. Her and her ghost busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghost and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... Nope, it's not. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. What an interesting story.
Come on.
Now I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves.
Oh my god.
Mary is so out of this. Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in this town. I think I could exorcise your demons if that's what you're looking for.
Hey.
Wow. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Aww. Buddies! Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street.
Ah.
Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both.
Hey.
Our last stop, this burial ground, is such a hotbed for horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharfman, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated by us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to this cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles.
Hi.
Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met?
Nice.
No! The entire group shushes the tour guide.
I am so sad.
Okay, fine. Tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a...
Nice.
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, 'cause it was on his profile. I remember things, heck yeah. Moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. It wasn't an easy life, but I had fun. Taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. I had a shaky moral foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait! Yes. Who was the famous ghost hunter?
Oh.
Well, I don't like to drop names, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps.
That's the good stuff.
Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie.
Hey.
Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous. But Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing ghost of the Wharfman. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask. But the Dover ghost, man. Tom Loomis.
Oh.
So, there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of, running the... Well, this seems to be my job. Oh, we only got hearts. Classic pigeon drop scam is putting out feelers for a ripe deal. It was going to, I was going to steal a baby, probably. Would have made me rich. I found myself walking back to this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgie and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run.
Hey.
The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening. Some kind of demented howl.
I don't know.
And then I felt it. Something grabbing my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, line, and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long, the eyes glowed red, it was like a walking shadow. What'd I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot, what was his fake name again? Daniel, I believe. Daniel. Yeah. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug-of-war with the unholiest of forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept it on me fell out of my shirt pocket, and to this day I can remember what passage it opened up to. Sure. I've heard of Revelation. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, that keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. I have no idea where Robert pulled those verses from. Sure thing, buddy. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood.
I don't know.
That damn creature crawled onto my chest, got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pec.
Oh.
And that's how I got this scar.
Oh.
I followed Georgie Mathers to the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I had never seen Georgie so scared. She was never the same after that. Neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. The tour group gives us a round of applause as Daniel, or Robert, and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. The tour guide seems to have bought it. Even he's wiping a tear from his eyes. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Oh, Jesus. Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural Ice Road Ghost Truckers. I saw a demon. The shocking true story of seeing a demon. The Bro's Guide to the Hottest Ghosts. Oh, man. I'm really not sure. I mean, I know we like that show, but like... Alrighty. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one.
Oh.
Hey!
Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us the coveted t-shirts. He then slips us both his business card and leans in close. If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon animal artist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, please don't hesitate to contact me. Dude, what happened in your life? Who hurt you? What is...
Hi.
Robert, don't you make that noise at him. You got it, buddy. After a couple of tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. That was incredible. I really can't believe they bought all of that. I didn't know you had it in you, Does. Excuse me, Dr. Loomis. That bit about the pocket Bible was aces. Although giving the Dover ghost glowing red eyes was a little cliche. And the Kubrick conspiracy theory wasn't.
Hey.
All a part of the character. Well, we got the shirts out of it. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Want to have a drink? You trying to poison me? I'm going with that one. I know where this is going, small. I know the steps. 1 second I'm sipping delicious aged scotch. The next I'm foaming at the mouth and you've taken over the throne.
Oh.
Long to live the king, baby.
Hey.
Robert leads me inside. These two are so much fun. Robert leads me inside. I can't help but think about what Mary said to me. Robert did seem a little bit off, but that completely disappeared when we were joking about the ghost tour. I don't know. He's hard to read. That's an understatement. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor. Oh god, it's his pit bull. I'm about to be torn to shreds. Welcome back to your usual PSA within the Dream Daddy videos. Pit bulls are actually very amazing dogs. They are very lovable, very protective dogs. If you are looking into a pit bull, please do your research. If you're looking into a dog, please do your research. Consider adopting a pit bull. They have such a horrible rap sheet. People are just afraid of them for unnecessary reasons. People do train them, raise them to be vicious, and that is 100% on the people. Pit bulls themselves are very lovable, sweet dogs. I have known so many pit bulls through my short life. So, yeah, just quick little PSA. Pit bulls, not a bad breed. They're actually very good dogs. They're very protective of children. If you have little kids, I would seriously consider it, because somebody tries to break into your house, they're not getting to your kids if you got a pit bull. Guarantee it. So, anyway. I'm about to be torn to shreds! I shut my eyes tight and brace for impact. Betsy, hey, be nice. I don't feel anything but tiny paws scratching at my shoes. I open my eyes. What the heck? Betsy? Oh my god, it's a bull terrier! Robert's dog jumps away from me, running around in circles and sniffing Robert's leg. He pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. Oh, Boston Terrier. Whatever. Same difference. It's not the same difference. Whatever. Dogs! It's a terrier. That's not a pit bull. That is the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. My brother had one of those, actually. Betsy? You're not a pit bull. And you weren't taken by the Dover ghost. Betsy's made out tougher stuff than that. Ain't you, girl? Betsy rolls over for some well-deserved belly rubs. I am offended, by the way, that in the first playthrough, I slept over at this house 3 nights on record, and I never once met Betsy. Never once. That playthrough, the game was 100% punishing you. They wouldn't even let you meet Betsy. Not cool. Betsy getting some belly rubs,
Hey.
though. I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet in case of emergencies. Comedic emergencies. We make our way to Robert's living room. For a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that can be legally driven, this place is amazing. There are sleek, modern appliances throughout the room with a big flat screen TV. That TV is huge. Mounted on the wall. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about being really into cinema. He pours us both glasses of whiskey from a well-stocked bar in the corner. Yeah, that's a well-stocked bar there, too. While Betsy curls up on a pile of cushions. So, how did you really get that scar? And don't tell me you got it fishing for Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea, or something. You trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink. My daughter and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then we went to the hospital. That's it.
Hey.
Not a very interesting story. I've never heard you talk about your daughter. Well, I have one.
Huh.
That's her. He points to a picture on the wall of a very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yep, that's definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she? 25, 26, I'm not sure. Does she live around here?
Huh?
No. Val lives back home in Brooklyn. Works at some new media online magazine thing. Makes buckets, though.
Mm-hmm.
He suddenly seems really serious. I probably shouldn't press him about it.
Hey.
You like Santana? Personally, sure. But just in case you don't.
Hi.
Great. Robert puts on Santana, then takes a seat on the couch next to me. He suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey, are you alright? Robert leans in and kisses me. Oh, the taste of whiskey burning my lips. I'm surprised at first, but slowly relax into his arms. He pulls away slightly, his lips barely brushing against my mouth. I am now. I can't say anything. At best, managing a sigh. Robert leans in again, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his teeth and bites lightly. Oh my. Ooh, God, this is... okay. Sliding my hand under my shirt. My heart pounds in my chest as he lies us both down on the couch. He kisses a trail down my neck, his teeth grazing my skin. Oh my God. I just... wait. It's not that. Robert bites down and I have to stifle a moan. Oh my gosh. Stop. Robert stiffens up and pulls away. No biting? No, I'm more than okay with that.
Oh.
Something's up. Robert runs a hand through his hair and looks away. I'm fine. I've just been kind of stressed out. Tired. Not a big deal. Baby boy, I'm not gonna let you do something that you might regret. Listen, I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. I need to make sure that you're okay. Robert stares at the ground. You don't know me that well, Duz. I'm not a good person. He takes a deep breath. I spent my whole life taking and taking and taking, and now here I am, an old, broken man, sitting on top of a pile of everything I've ever taken, alone. But I want to know you. You don't have to keep hiding behind fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings. It's... He sighs heavily. It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow. She wants to patch things up. Are you... I'm sorry, but is this a bit? No. When was the last time you saw her? 3, 4, I think. Months? Years. I sit up straight. Jesus, Robert. What happened between you two? I don't want to talk about it. Robert and I sit in silence. Neither of us wanting to look at each other, both of us unsure of what to do next. Fine. Things were already bad between us. I cared about her. I always did. Things just got in the way. And before I knew it, she was leaving for college, wanted nothing to do with me. Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions, all the money, the drinking. But temptation gets to you. I tried to be better, but I just couldn't. And then the accident changed everything. I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became the better man that she wanted me to be, the one she always saw in me. She was the last thread Val and I had connecting us together. I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was going to lose my daughter too. Robert. That was kind of me and kind of does. Like, oh, buddy. I spent so much time chasing after things I thought were gonna make me happy that I ruined the only real chance I had at happiness. Now my wife is dead and my daughter hates me. And then I convinced myself that this... He gestures vaguely in my direction. Was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is to... No, you don't. How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband. And I'm an even worse father. I have no idea why she's even bothering to contact me now. I know I'm just gonna screw it up like I always do. I'm broken. I shouldn't even go. Robert puts his head in his hands. Buddy, if she's contacting you, then she doesn't think you're hopeless. This better be what I want to say. Yeah. Nothing is going to change until you do it. Robert pauses. He looks at me. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret, that I wish I could take back or do over. And it hurts so much to know that I can't. But what I can do, and what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be a better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow, or the next day. And patching things up with Val isn't going to solve all of your problems either. But nothing is going to change if you don't. And you can't love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right. I don't know you that well. But you have the same capacity for good that we all have. And I know you can find it. Val is going to give you a chance. Don't waste it. But, Robert, listen to me. It's going to be okay. But... I lean over and embrace Robert, pulling him in as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder, hugging me back. Oh, buddy! It's gonna be okay. I place a hand on the back of his head and stroke his hair. He shudders, then sobs, and I realize that he's crying. Oh, thank you. We stay there a while, holding each other. We both eventually drift off to sleep. Oh!
I may be bad, but you made me glad.
Oh. tomorrow at the party. I just hope Robert patches things up with his daughter, and I hope we can at least stay friends, 'cause he needs my friendship, and I need him, and he's so sweet. Oh, buddy. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. I hope to see you next time. Bye!